So imagine loving your sibling so much that you steal their identity and mess up all of their like medical records and stuff like that because you're a thief and a robber and a drug addict and I don't even remember all of the things that this person was. But that's what we're going to talk about tonight. So welcome to Sidebar.
Hi. What I was thinking is if I tried that with my sister, there would be an added charge, and that would be first-degree murder because she would kill me.
Yeah.
There would be no sitting in court. There would just be, well, she would be sitting in court. And the judge would go, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I was thinking about her sister and how she must be a saint and everything to even have, like, have her put up with this. Because, not everybody would.
The medical records, too.
Yeah.
So this was a hearing that we heard yesterday in front of Judge Culotta, and we'd reached the conclusion that we've never actually done a Judge Culotta case here on Sidebar before, so that'll be fun. And it actually been a while since we'd been to Judge Culotta, because to be honest, his hearings have been like all preliminary kind of stuff, fairly boring, where he spends 20 minutes making sure that the defendant understands what they're about to agree to. One of those kind of things. That's what it's been all the time. But all of a sudden he was doing sentencing the other day and it was worthwhile.
Yes.
But we felt that this was worth talking about because I think it would have been quicker to list the things that she didn't do wrong.
Right.
Probably.
Right.
I mean, you know, there was theft, there was drug use, there was tampering with records because she was stealing an identity. There was vandalism in there. She cut her GPS strap at one point.
Yeah.
So, you know, we can talk about the crimes, which I probably will, but then we also probably talk about this woman and if she's going to have any chance of fixing herself. And then
pretty sure she was jaywalking.
Yeah. So I don't know where you guys want to start, but somebody say something and we'll start there.
She was like 36 years old, right?
Yeah.
36.
Yeah.
And her criminal history went back to when she was like 16 or 17. And this was the woman that, for those of you that may not remember or need a refresher too, this isn't her first rodeo in court, obviously, but this isn't even the first time before Judge Culotta. This isn't the first time that she was, you know, like, hey, I need help. Please, I'll do anything. All I need is help. And I just know, again, it's weird how sometimes in the chat we get on the same wavelength. And I know Lindsay and Austin and I were just kind of like in sync on this one. It was just like just each little piece that came out about this was just a little bit more eye-opening and weird. Like I you know, she had written the same kind of letter, like boilerplate, like she had all this figured, like all right, you know, this was her sentencing letter to Judge Wizard 2.0. Like she just put it in like a template.
I was going to say, I think Judge even said the only thing that was different between them was the charge, but everything else was almost word for word.
And changed the date on the letter. That was about it.
The date, yep.
Yeah. So it was really crazy. And you know, at the very beginning, you know, sometimes at the very beginning of these cases, you know, you might feel a little sorry for somebody and you might have some sympathy for them. And you're like, oh man, it's really hard. They have addiction issues and man, that really sucks. All right. So they want help. All right. Let's hope they get help. And then the facts of the cases come out and it's like, oh, okay, well, they've actually been through all of the possible help that the state of Ohio offers in triplicate. And they're stealing identity and then it's like it's just stacked and then you find out, oh, they've been doing this for 20 years. And then Lindsay, I think you put it best too. It's like this person has maturity issues.
Yeah. Like that was the thing that like I was listening to her read her letter / go on her tangent, and she was kind of talking around in circles, and she just kind of kept coming back to, I just need to stay out so I can keep getting help. I need to get help. I need to get help. And then Judge Culotta's like, you've been to NeoCap. You've had this. You've had that. We've given you this. And it hasn't helped.
Yeah.
You're still doing the same things. You're still kind of doing whatever you want, and it's everyone else's fault.
She had a risk assessment score, Judge was saying, of 41, which is the highest he has ever, one of the highest he has ever seen.
And that's what they could complete of the assessment, because she refused to do a big part of it.
Right.
Yeah.
I can only imagine what her score would have been had she completed it.
Yeah.
Probably high.
Help me make sure that I'm not. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Dan.
No, I was just gonna say, I was reading through the chat log from the live show to kind of refresh myself on what we were talking about, and I'm pretty sure I'm keyed in on the right one. This is also the woman who threw deodorant at somebody, right?
Yes.
That is correct.
Theft.
Yeah.
They called it theft, which that kind of.
Yeah, because she had a cart full of purchases, and she was trying to walk away without paying for them. And as she was being stopped, she whipped deodorant at somebody.
Well, that's why it was an aggravated.
Yeah, that's why it was.
Had around a $1,300 limit of stuff that was in the cart.
And the judge tried to sort of downplay it as like, well, it's not like she used a gun or it's not like she used a knife. And the judge is like, yeah. That's why it's a 3rd-degree felony and not 1st or 2nd. Because she, still throwing something at somebody during the commission of a theft is still an aggravated type of burglary, and so or theft, and so that's why you get charged with the higher level felony for that. And again, this is also not the first time she has stolen stuff. And again, we hear this all the time with the addiction cases and stuff. But at the very beginning, it was like, well, I have at least a little bit of sympathy here, maybe. But boy, that evaporated very quickly as this case went on. And at one point, it's just like, this woman needs prison. And I might be toward the bottom of the list of people here that's like the first to like want to send somebody to prison. But because I'm like, well, yeah, let's try to exhaust every other possible angle, especially someone with addiction issues and someone that, maybe could get help. But again, because this is somebody that has been through the system multiple times over 2 decades, I'm like, nah, this lady needs a timeout. I mean,
even she
seriously.
Even what didn't help her, but she was honest about it. She, and I quote, "I don't know how to live in the real world, and I need help with my trauma. I need help with my addiction."
Yeah.
Those type of things. But the thing is, I don't know how to live in the real world. That stuck with me because I was like, well, if this is your going to drugs and doing what you're doing is what you know, like all you know, how are you going to be good out of jail?
But she did drugs while pregnant.
Yeah.
That was the thing too. It was like, and at the beginning she's like, oh, I want to take accountability. And her lawyer's like, oh, she wants to take accountability, judge. And, that's why she's here. And then, and he tried, to advocate for it at the very beginning. And then he got very quiet very quickly and stayed quiet for the rest of the time because he realized that this ship had struck an iceberg and it was going down. And
nothing he could do.
I have the video playing right now, and I'm watching the closed captioning. And she, part of like what led up to the arrest here was she had taken drugs out on loan. I don't know. She owed money to some less than wholesome individuals, and she had to pay them back. And where I have it kind of paused at the moment, she was going to be forced back into prostitution if she didn't find the money.
The prostitution bit. Yes.
A whole list of
Was her son driving her? 'Cause we saw that today.
But my point being, like, clearly and this is where my maturity question came into play, is like no like sound mind mature individual goes, oh, I'm, instead of like, not using drugs and getting my life together, I'm going to rip off drug dealers and then be forced into unsavory situations, either theft or prostitution, to pay them back.
Yep.
And there was a line she said about doing drugs I didn't have the money for.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
The hits just kept coming in this one.
That was, and I would have to say, of all the weird things we've heard, that's top 5 for sure.
Yeah,
definitely.
Just because it was, I'm like, oh, I took drugs I didn't have money for. What, did you take the drugs on consignment, not pay them? Like what?
Yeah,
like,
what
is
there a layaway program for these drugs? Like, what is going on?
Are the debt collectors? I'm sorry, ma'am. You took drugs and you.
Look now, pay later.
Yeah, you're 4 months behind on your meth payments.
Right.
I hate when that
We're here
happens,
to
man.
repossess your stash.
Yes. Oh my God.
That would be a landlord-tenant court. I would love to watch.
That would be. But I have a feeling it would be a doctrine of clean hands, and it would just get thrown out.
Well,
and that means you can't come in to court and sue for something that was done illegally first.
Yes.
Yep.
Mikey, thank you for the $5. Your Lindsay G fan club dues. Appreciate that.
Thank you, Mikey.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mikey.
Yep.
So
Go ahead, Dan.
I was just gonna say what struck me about this hearing was I can't recall another hearing where I walked away so adamant about hating somebody as I did here, especially somebody who's had like issues with drugs and stuff. I mean, our general position here is that especially if it's their first time, but even if they've been struggling with it, is let's try to get them help. Let's try to figure out a way to make this work. I walked away with zero sympathy for this person. At some point in the chat, we were talking about the children because she keeps making those too. Yeah. And somebody said that I hope they don't end up in the system. And I responded something like, they'd be better off in the system. That's how sad this situation was. I had no sympathy for that woman.
They never
whatsoever.
did say where the kids were currently, did
no,
they?
No, they didn't.
No, they
so,
didn't
hopefully some responsible family member or something has them. But
I hit the part in the chat where Jeff said, I'm marked safe from robbing anyone. So we were having a good time here.
It was to watch back. I just remember, like, I was trying to work. This is just one of those cases that comes on. It's like, well, all right, headphones are on. Work is not happening right now. Let's just forego that for a while. And because this was one that was really hard to ignore. And again, as Dan said, the sympathy dried up. And at the end, I'm just like, this person just is, and I realize they're not a murderer. Okay. This isn't a serial killer. Although, they're in that tier right below it, right? Because you're out there, you're doing drugs, you're driving, you're doing drugs while pregnant. You've probably, if you've done it once, you've done it with your other children, probably since you've been in the system for 20 years. You're stealing stuff and then assaulting people while stealing stuff. And you are one bad decision away from turning that into a whole situation. I mean, this is like,
and she had been through NeoCap 10 years before, and even her attorney said she hadn't been taking treatment seriously. Yeah. So when she did NeoCap before, didn't take it seriously, and now they're saying she needed to do it again.
Michael,
sometimes it does.
A serial killer would have a better chance at reform.
Yeah.
And
let's play a game here a minute. Shout them out as you know them. List off. Just start shouting out everything that this lady did, and I'm gonna make tick marks. I'm gonna see just how many crimes we have here. So go.
We have theft.
Okay.
We have prostitution.
Okay.
Assault.
cutting a monitor.
Yep.
Possession, illegal possession of multiple types of narcotics, controlled substances, otherwise meth, all that.
So we're up to 5. Keep them coming.
Identity theft.
Identity theft.
Identity theft. Falsification of
We can call it
records.
that.
Possibly child neglect.
Child neglect. Well, not possibly.
Yeah,
It's a
child
gift.
abuse
I don't know if
and neglect. Yeah.
I don't remember if that was an actual charge or not. That's why I said probably.
Did we talk about the throwing of the Old Spice?
Well, that's assault.
Was it
but
confirmed it was
assault.
Spice?
I'm guessing that's why the charge was elevated.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, if it was.
It was dumb. It just
Yeah. I was just going to say, so oil, it was like oil of Olay or something would be fine, but how dare you? What else? Because there was other stuff too that I'm just trying to remember.
Yeah.
Well, this
We
is the thing. We're
had-
up to 8 different things that she's done. They're not even closely related to each other. She's all over the board.
Right.
And we're like, we know there's more.
Well,
Well, and then there's probation violations on top of that.
Yeah.
Wasn't there something with her sober link?
Bail
too?
jumping, I
She
think,
cut it.
also.
She cut her
Oh, yeah.
tether.
Yeah, that was the
Yep.
monitor. She
Oh,
So she-
okay.
she
That was
did
her
that.
sober link. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought there was bail jumping in there. So I mean, she's done all that.
Well, I guess it kind of makes my point.
Yeah.
Is just how bad the situation was, because I'm up to 9 and we could probably keep going. And it's
Yeah.
not even like one of those situations where they like stack charges on you.
Right. Reckless
know,
driving,
where-
running a red light,
Yeah.
improper lane change. It's all part of the same thing, dude. No. We're going to tack it all on at once. No, these are all separate categories. And within those, I'm sure we could find subcategories that,
Yeah.
she was charged as well. So you're talking probably, Dan's got 9 things there, but you could probably easily make a case for about 15 or 20, including all the subcategories within there.
Oh, escape.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
110.
that's right. Yep.
Hey, that one I
Escape.
forgot.
Yeah.
She
How
escaped.
bad is it that we forget about the escape?
Yeah. That's like,
Right?
we don't
That's
see
another
that every
memorable
day
one.
either. Like,
Yeah. My favorite part, not my favorite, one of the many amazing parts was that restitution that was being asked was the state wanted $75 for the
oh,
strap.
yeah. Oh, yes.
Was that for the
So
strap?
all this jail, all this prison, and $75 because he cut our monitor.
Was that
Oh,
for
yeah.
the strap or was that for other testing?
It just says for the strap.
Okay.
I'm watching this
Yeah.
closed caption.
Yeah.
I thought it
And
was for one of
the
the
thing
other
that
monitors.
baffled me about her too is she was in their strongest sober support system,
Yeah.
and twice, right? And she didn't make it
Yes.
through.
Correct.
Yeah. And then she's like, well,
So-
I just want to go back again. And hey, I'm here to take accountability though. But
Yeah.
you have to
No.
understand that ...
Well, she's the same one that said she doesn't want to list any excuses, and she gives you a whole ton of excuses at the beginning.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I have no
So-
excuses. And there's a difference between like why you did something and excuses,
Right.
to a degree, but it was like one really led into the other. And then it just sort of became her, saying that she wants to take accountability, but then saying, "No, but judge, just don't put me in jail. I want help. I want this. I want that." Well,
What
I
can
mean,
they
at this
do?
point, what responsible judge would have let her out again, or just let her go back to a program that she wasn't going to complete because she hasn't, past behavior is indicative of future performance.
Yeah.
And that's really what this case comes down to is, and we've talked about it so many times here before, and that is, at some point you can do all the programs you want, and then somebody just doesn't, they just keep refusing it. I mean, that's when prison has to come in. It should never be a first thing, or at least rarely should be the first choice.
She needs a wake up
But-
call.
Oh yeah, for sure. This is,
Yeah.
and what's crazy is, what did she get? There wasn't it 48 months total?
So she got
Yes.
the final sentence was 4 years to serve, 126 days credit,
Yep.
$75 restitution, and my summary has forfeiture there too. So I'm not sure what she was forfeiting.
Oh, that's. I thought it was like a glass pipe or something. I thought it was like some
some sort of
paraphernalia.
Drug
There was
paraphernalia.
paraphernalia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
which, all right. So yeah, 4 years. So really, when you think about everything that this woman has done, 4 years in the grand scheme of things is just not that much.
No, it's not.
Compared to what she's, because again, these are 3rd degree felonies that, well, she's
got
in for a
100
3rd degree.
She got 126 days of credit too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Her 4 years is
So pretty
roughly 25% of the time from her first charge till now, the 20 years.
Right. And,
Yeah.
and she'll be out on, she'll be on probation for a while afterwards, like community control. But
I believe
still,
that was another 2 years.
yeah, but still, like in the grand scheme of things, I know that the sentiment from some in the chat was she kind of is getting off light here.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I kind of do with her history, with all her offenses and everything. I am kind of surprised by it wouldn't be a little bit more.
Yeah, Judge Mercer would call
I
her
wonder
criminal
if there was
history
just a
horrible.
cap, like given that. I wonder if there was just like a cap based on what the charge was.
Yeah.
It could be.
So like, there's only so much he could give her because we're all going at least 10 years.
She got 18 months for the robbery, 18 months for tampering with records to be served consecutively, and 9 months for cocaine possession.
The 2 18-month charges, those were max. I remember him saying those were max what he could give.
Right.
Yeah.
And then she got 12
So, that's
months
just it.
in prison, 6 months for escape, and 6 months for vandalism.
Yeah, and the 6 month
That's another
escape
charge.
had to be tacked on. It was a consecutive thing, by statute.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
So
the 2 18-month charges were also consecutive.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I think when it comes to sentencing, a lot of people forget or don't seem to know that the judges aren't just able to do whatever the hell they want.
Yep.
There are statutes, there are rules,
or whatever the hell we want.
Well,
it can't be that way.
Right.
I mean, there's some things they have
right.
latitude on and some things they don't. But we see that all the time because I agree in the chat. We're like, this needs to be longer, but it really couldn't be.
So in some states, they have a lot more room. Like in Texas, there's a lot more latitude that the judge has. But in Ohio and Michigan, we see this a lot. Judge Elmore talks about this a lot.
Yeah.
There's a certain range, and the judge, the maximum for a sentence could be 15 years. But technically, in certain cases, and, really the max that they can give is like 5. And, and then it relies on these other factors. And, so, yeah, there's a lot of sort of gating within that charge or within that, penalty level.
How
She
would
got an extra year just for that voice?
How would somebody like
God.
this come back after all of this? And that is something I've been thinking about too. Like after she gets out,
Something I've been chewing on too is there's gonna be a lot of shame if she truly gets, even if she doesn't truly get restored, but if she just has enough time to sit with what she did, there's gonna be shame, and unfortunately, that can be the biggest trigger for relapse.
Right.
It's like, I just don't want to feel it. I don't want to think about it, so I'm gonna go numb it.
Right.
And that's probably a lot of what's happened here is, there's things in her past that she's dealt with, plus, the fallout from all her crimes. I don't want to feel it. I don't want to deal with it. I'm just going to numb it. And that just,
she would,
more
and she would be one of those types that I would think that going back to her family and trying to restore that would probably not be the greatest thing for her. I would think maybe just starting the heck over would be how I would deal with this situation, especially with her sister.
Move out of the area and just restart
as far as she can if she's still in community control.
Right.
Like she can't
She's not
Just grew up
she's
in
not equipped
California,
for
so
that.
she could live.
That's the
Yeah.
problem though. And jail's
Yeah.
not going to equip her.
No.
No.
I don't want to be Debbie Downer here, but I don't see a
Yeah.
path for her. I think she's career.
Yep.
I think she spends the rest of her life in and out, and I don't see it.
Yeah.
Because she has no skills.
The problem with a lot of her mental illnesses is some of them you have to start kind of like treating both medically and behaviorally very early on, or those neural pathways just get formed. And she had bipolar and borderline personality. Those are two you have to manage.
Mhm.
No,
you have to manage it. And there are also two that lend themselves to not managing them. And I feel like at this point, like you said, Dan, I don't see a path forward.
And that's all she knows, That's the thing. Like, it's one thing to become like an addict for a few years or so.
Mhm.
But it's another thing to be an addict for about 20 years or so. I couldn't imagine like trying to get myself out of that hole. That would be
quite candidly, addiction is only a piece of the pie of her problem. I mean,
Right.
Mhm.
her lack of understanding, I think, like she just thinks that, I'll just get help and that'll be it. But I mean, she doesn't even acknowledge a lot of the things that goes on. And Lindsay talks about the shame. And there's shame, except I don't know if she's capable of truly feeling shame. She's upset because she's
in
going
her current
to prison.
state. No,
She's upset
in her
about
current
prison,
state, absolutely not.
Yeah. So
I think
for me at this moment,
medically restored, it's possible.
I don't think she's truly. I hate to say this, but I don't think from how she sounded in front of Judge Culotta, I don't think she was truly sorry for what she had done. I think she was sorry. I think she's sorry about like getting caught and being put in prison. Yes,
she was sorry she was using drugs she couldn't afford. Her words.
I couldn't believe that when I heard it.
Her words.
That sentence blew my mind.
I can. Lindsay's brain is blue screening at that very concept of, the drugs I can't afford. What? Error. Like, what is it? And I was the same.
First of all, not many people can actually afford them.
Yeah.
Right.
They're expensive.
Once they get that far down that path, but like,
and it's one of those drugs.
To say that to a judge.
Yeah, and it's one of those drugs that is overly expensive, right? We're talking about, coke. That is like a very expensive drug to get your hands on and everything. So I don't know what she's going to do.
It's coming back into popularity. It was
gotta be.
Maybe the chick prison will teach her welding or something, so she'll have a skill, and
then
it'll be okay. She can
I hope
afford
she
those
doesn't get
drugs.
shanked. Sorry.
I think she's gonna open her mouth and the ladies in charge over there are not
by
gonna
the way,
have it.
by the way,
it's mean, but
this brings up another point: is didn't she also have behavioral issues in the jail?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We haven't even touched on that. I mean, this is just another thing that, she talks about accountability, and the judge was pointing out how she can't follow the rules. She can't even follow the rules when she's in a place where that's like the whole shtick is following the rules while in jail. And she couldn't even do that.
In her defense, her multiple personality disorder, I think, because that is not controlled. And
was there multiple personality disorder too? I just remember hearing bipolar and borderline.
She has at least 7 poles.
I thought it was multiple personality disorder. But
Septpolar.
If that's
it's the
case,
only way you can explain all the different illegal things.
Yeah. If that's the case, that would make sense why she's doing an identity theft and stuff too. I can kind of see how that would run. You can run into that, but I don't know.
Yep.
That's kind of in her defense, but that's the only defense that I see for her. Everything else is pretty bad because she didn't even try to. She spent all the money on the drugs she's not supposed to have, not any drugs on what she's supposed to have, and it's just
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and she just keeps saying over and over, I need help, I need help, I need help. Like, they've offered you help.
Yeah. There's
They've
nothing else.
offered
She
you
walked
help.
out of the program, and then
unfortunately, there's
yeah.
nothing else that they
Yeah.
have left to
There's-
offer her.
The hard part is, and I speak as someone who's had their own, not nearly long and winding journey as this defendant, but it's had her own journey. When you need help with like an addiction, there's almost this initial expectation of just kind of that blanket. Like, they're just going to hand you the warm blanket, you can wrap yourself in, and it's all going to go away and it's going to be fine, and you just won't want to use anymore. And unfortunately, it takes work, and it takes coming to a certain level of accountability with yourself, and it's hard. And when she keeps saying she needs help, I feel like that she just wants someone to like make everything go away. Make
It
she
doesn't work
want
like
to do the
that.
drugs anymore, and make it so all the charges go away, and make it so she can just live in the real world like the rest of us. Like, lady, we're all struggling out here too. The problem is we're not all doing cocaine about it.
And I think Dan's written about this on his his stack as well. But the accountability thing for sure. I feel like since she started when she was 16?
Yeah.
She never had to grow up like an adult type of thing, because it started if it started when she was 16, she doesn't have the tools or the ability to sustain herself. So that's unfortunate too. It's like she needs to be taught how to become an adult. There's no classes on that very much. I mean,
very few.
I know, right? So I don't.
And most
know
of those
what-
are in the, for lack of a better term, mental hospital rather than the jail.
Right, exactly. Maybe mental hospital is what she needs. I don't know, but it kind of sounds like it. Especially because it's been going on for so long. I don't know what there's no way that she can get any help, because she's burned all of her bridges, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yep. And every time they've offered her help and got her in, she just walks right out.
Right. Because she probably got to the part where they asked for some kind of personal accountability, where they got past the point of it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. And she had to look into the world sober and decided, nope, don't like that. Don't like feeling too much feelings. And it's very common, unfortunately.
Oh yeah.
Well, a lot of
very
people.
common.
Well, and people have their
Get it on their
vices.
first.
Yeah.
And people have their vices, unfortunately, and some switch some vices over for other vices, and that could very
common. You
happen
don't
with
deal
her too.
Yeah. You don't deal with what led you to numb out in the first place. So then that addiction just transfers because you're still trying to numb those feelings. And it sounds like she had some trauma in her past. And from the sounds of it, she kind of like is frozen forever at that age where that trauma may have happened to her, because that was a teenage girl speaking at that table.
Yeah.
That was not a 36-year-old mother of three.
Which is
And the way she was acting,
multiple
sitting there
personality
and
thing.
just looking around. Yeah.
Yeah. That was a woman, probably not to be making a diagnosis, because I am not a doctor. I am in sales.
Nope.
That was a woman in a manic episode. She was, just very like kinetic and speaking really rapidly and kind of all over the place. And she's on the manic side of her bipolar right now.
So I looked it up just out of curiosity. And in Ohio, Marysville, which is in central Ohio, has the Ohio Reformatory for Women that has specific beds for mental health treatment. So maybe once she gets classified, she could end up there. Fingers and toes crossed for her.
That would be
she'll
good.
need it.
That would be.
Yeah, that would be
That'd
the best
right
bet.
place for her.
But there is something in their system for her.
Somewhere she cannot leave.
Yeah. Well, this is right inside the prison system, so she wouldn't leave.
Yeah, no, yeah. nothing she can walk away from. She has to confront her vices or whatever she's doing with head on. Even though it hurts, I'm sorry. Sometimes you have to break yourself down to build yourself back up. So that's what she has to do.
Yep. No, it just unless she ends up in a system like that, though, and unless that system's good, I can't account for the quality of it. I just know it exists now.
Yeah.
Right.
But you know, unless she gets into a system that works and she embraces it, she's toast. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know, I hate to
hasn't-
give up on people, but I've never seen this amount of ridiculousness out of one person. I think in the
There
2
was a
years we've been
lot
doing
there.
this.
Yeah.
There's so
I got to
much.
the point where Dan, or your mom said, "Dan, did I hear I'm wrong for doing drugs I didn't have money for?" And we're all like, "Yep, you heard
I do
that."
remember her asking that.
That's what you heard.
Wrong way says maybe
Y'all caught that.
USMC boot camp.
Oh,
Along
she
those
would
lines.
crumble.
Along those lines, like she
body
needs
would
to
melt.
crumble.
Like a
Yes.
freaking pastry. There,
Yes.
she
That
wouldn't
would
survive
do it.
it. She wouldn't survive it. I'm not saying it wouldn't be beneficial for her in some of the rigor. There's no way. There's just
Because
physically no way.
And that's another thing. I feel like a lot of these people have lost perspective on their lives. And even people outside of prison have lost perspective on their lives. When they think how worse they have things, and how bad things are. But that's kind of why we like watching court, right? We see people that are worse off than us and stuff, but people don't have that introspection sometimes, and they think that everybody has it better off than they do. And I think she might be one of those people that would think that, and experiences like boot camp or experiences like a mental place might put that perspective back in order. Especially if she's all about me, which it sounds like she is. But that perspective is needed. It helps you form boundaries in your life that you need, and she has no boundaries right now.
No. Well, she does now. She has prison walls.
Yeah.
I just got to
Literal
the point that I
boundaries.
don't just
Behavioral
need
boundaries.
treatment. I need to learn how to think right, to make better decisions, and she's just like saying all the things that probation could do for her. But what is she gonna do to better her own situation? She wants everyone else to make it better for her, while she is living her merry life on the outside.
Yep.
Sorry, I keep interjecting because I'm watching this in real time back.
No, please interject.
Holy crap!
Yep. There was so
I got
much
to the point. Like, am I the only one sensing a serious maturity issue here?
Well, to that point, Lindsay, I was actually going to say, and this sounds stupid, but it feels like it's almost the only way. You almost need to take this person back to kindergarten and start over.
Yeah.
And that's what I was saying. Like, if she had some trauma as a child or a young teenager, she clearly just stopped at that point.
She's stuck there.
She's going through the world through the eyes and the mentality of a preteen. And it's apparent by how she's speaking. It's apparent in her demeanor. It's apparent in her request to the court.
Yep.
You almost
wording of those letters as well.
I don't want her coddled, but you almost have to think of her as a preteen girl, because that's the mentality you're dealing with, even though she got herself into some very serious adult situations.
So she does need mental treatment.
Definitely.
Yeah, she needs to treat that first. She needs to treat her mental stuff first, and then maybe she can work on the being the addiction part. I don't think it can work the other way around.
And unfortunately, that is the downside of her going right to prison. Is there's programs within it, but I don't think they're going to have anything nearly intensive enough. Like, we're talking about a woman that needs hospitalization for mental illness here, but she also did what she did and had been doing what she was doing, and
She's competent to stand trial, though.
Yeah,
right?
she's competent
So-
enough to be standing trial. She understands that she is standing in front of a court.
Right.
She knows what she did.
Yeah.
She's
just.
I think she's. I don't say she's capable of making right decisions, but she doesn't have the maturity to see them through. I don't think.
If you know what the wrong decisions are, you have the capability to make the right ones. You're just
exactly. She knows what she's doing is wrong.
Right.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
She needs someone to hold her hand and go, "Sweetie, if you don't have the money to buy the drugs, maybe don't buy the drugs."
Yeah.
I can't believe that sentence just came out of my mouth.
It's just gonna.
Weren't we talking earlier today, Lindsay, about a lot of firsts here the last?
God.
Yes.
You asked me
I
earlier.
think she
Did you
needs a
ever think you'd
mama,
say that,
Lindsay.
Dan?
Yep. I laughed when I
Every
saw
day in
that.
TCF, apparently. I was just glad this one happened on a Monday where I could lock in because there was no way. I was at the office.
Yeah,
I'd have to take your call, I think.
I try to, like, when I'm working and stuff, I try to devote my attention to work, but when this stuff
was a
comes
pencils
up,
down moment.
Yeah, I can't, like, I have to capture every moment, especially because it's like, this would be a great sidebar topic because she's a mess.
A year into this, I am identifying the episodes or the cases we see that are going to be an episode, and I know what I need to lock in and be ready.
Yeah.
So
I've gotten to that
hard to
point.
miss sometimes.
I've gotten to it as well.
Yeah, I'm just like, wait, take notes. Oh, I just don't know. So 2016, 2019, and 2022, and now she's gotten in trouble. That's her timeline. So.
And then stuff back into juvenile back in 2007 is where it all started.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's, and again, it's tragic. And you'd think, well, maybe had they caught this a little earlier and maybe really tried to really enforce the,
I picked the part where Michael and I are crashing out.
Oh, yeah.
Like, 3 kids, she has 3 kids, Michael. In all caps, she was doing drugs while pregnant.
Yeah. Yeah, because then
it just kept getting worse.
It really was. That was just one of those things
that's
where
a snowball. It was
that's where, I mean, I think I'd already kind of checked out on her before that, but that was just like the point where I went, we got to talk about this because
record scratch.
Yeah. That was very much a record scratch moment. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Wow. I was leaving this morning and heard the driving your mom to prostitute testimony and had to stop it.
Unfortunately,
that was another in the skyway moment where I literally stopped my tracks. Like, what did I just hear?
Yep.
I put the 2 and 2 together with her having 3 kids and her work as well. And playing.
Oh no.
Yeah. And that's what I came in my mind when I was watching this.
No.
Yes, I know, Lindsay.
You know those dads aren't in the picture then.
No.
I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah.
3 by 3. Yeah.
That's what hit me really.
That's sad.
Yeah.
Yep. Lindsay goes for the emotional support rock.
Yep.
But I think about it, doesn't it make sense though when you think about it? But it's
Grandma TCF was just asking if we know the ages of the children. We don't.
We don't know.
And what has she instilled in them? I don't know that. I don't know that we can talk about that without YouTube taking down the stream.
Yep.
Yeah. That's the other thing is there's some.
Yeah.
Me, please make this stop.
YouTube guidelines.
Wait in the living room, kids. Mommy will be in the other room. She'll be right back.
I'm working.
Mommy's gonna go in the other room with her friend.
Yes. Third friend of the day.
But it, maybe they were coming to her then, and then she didn't have to do the DoorDash thing like like the one from earlier today. So,
or Hordash, if you will.
Oh my God, Michael.
I said there needed to be an app. There you go.
You got me there.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's good, but oh my God.
I mean, how do you swipe with that? I mean, that's.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
Well.
I do too.
See,
I feel I'm too young for this conversation.
I think we did solve something on Sidebar. I think we came up with a new app, everybody.
I've written it down. I'm gonna see what we
I'm
do.
kind of surprised there isn't one
We'll
right
sell
now.
it to
Next
somebody.
Monday's pre-show, everybody. Make sure you're
Yes.
Oh man.
That'll be on Shark
I wonder if that
Tank.
could become part of Gavelton lore.
My face is kind of red.
I'm gonna have to play with this one. Well, since we've gone off the rails a little bit, something I've been holding in the back of my head. Let's play a game.
Another one?
Let's pretend that this hearing was taking place across the hall
Oh my God.
Oh man.
with Judge O'Donnell. How would it have looked different?
Oh.
Not so much how it would have looked different, Dan. How it would have sounded
Sounded.
different. Judge Culotta is like Judge O'Donnell, but without the cursing.
Yeah,
I mean,
it would've
because
been-
he can get animated and he can ask some pretty serious questions and stuff. But Judge O'Donnell he probably would have dropped Hordash, I'm sure, at some point.
Yep. The F-bomb counter would be broken if it was in O'Donnell's.
We'd be in the triple digits.
He would have
Yeah.
gone
Like, how can you be
nuclear.
so selfish? Do you know how many lives you have ruined by your action? Yeah, it'll go something like that.
I think he would have flat out asked the question, are these children the result of your work?
Oh,
I think he would have asked.
Or
Absolutely.
insinuated
Would ask
it
that.
to where-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Point
I
blank.
was very curious, but she didn't mention anything about boyfriend, husband, nothing like that.
Yeah, it wasn't even like, the fathers went out for cigarettes and
I need to bleach that out of my
Because she
brain.
doesn't know who they are.
yeah. I mean, that's just like, he would. So you don't even know who the goddamn fathers are, do you?
That's exactly what he would have said.
He would have just, and then he does that. So you got to figure out how to do things better, okay? He always does that little, like.
Yeah.
You threw deodorant at him?
around
What
with
kind of
your buffet.
asshole does that?
And you know what? He would have
say
gone
that.
with Lindsay's line about maturity. He would have said, "You just never matured.
Yeah.
You're still living as though you're 16, but you're 30
Respected.
goddamn 6 years old. It's time to start acting like it."
Yep.
And you know where you're going to learn to act like it? In prison. Okay? So,
Oh.
and that's what he would. I mean, that's exactly how he probably even more animated than I did there, but for sure.
Oh
yeah. A book may have gotten tossed. I mean, I don't know.
Glass
The
is
gavel.
thrown.
Wahoo brought up dad's name is taxpayer. I'm like, oh no. Like, if these kids can't, oh no. If these kids won't, they won't have the support they need, so of course they'll be falling on the taxpayers for sure. I didn't go down that hole.
Yeah, they're going to need 23andMe to find out who the father is.
Yeah. Oh my. Because she's gonna be in prison for 4 years. So
Yeah.
So there'll be at least a 4-year age gap between. Stop that thought right there.
I had the same thought.
God, that's an inside thought. Lindsay. That's an inside thought.
Lindsay, thank you for giving
Thank
$20 to your own
Yes.
show.
Oh my gosh,
For
thank
when
you.
this gets demonetized for our conversation topics and judgeable
Well-
impressions.
no, it has to be said, right?
It had to be. Yeah, we all had the thought of imagine if this was across the hall. The hall. And someone brought it up during the stream. Like, imagine if she was in front of Judge Boyd. Here's the thing.
I think I brought that.
You don't accept it.
She
Someone
was
Yeah.
offers to hit off
That's-
the ball.
that was-
You don't accept it.
No,
Yeah.
she would put her. Yeah, she would.
Yeah.
No, she won't.
Yeah,
She won't.
I had brought up the Judge Boyd thing
Yeah, it was
because
you.
I said, she needs like the Judge Boyd theft course, except for, for drugs, like for drug rehab. Like, all right, so here's the thing. You go to somebody's house that's doing drugs, you leave.
Yep.
If someone's offering you a crack pipe, you just say no. That's the course. I mean,
Wasn't she the one that said every time she walks into a room with like somebody off, she can't say no? Is she the one, or is that a different one?
think
Because
that
they're merging together.
I mean, would it surprise me if that was the one, Ashley? I no, but I don't remember that detail. But then again, there's so many things that happened. Even as good a memory as I may have, there's just so much that happened in that. It's like it would be like trying to fit it all into the phone book.
My memory's like a goldfish, so I rely on your memory better than mine. So
yeah, I mean, so maybe that did happen. I don't specifically recall that, but
I think it's safe to assume that with the facts we have in evidence.
Well, yes,
but we see so many of these. We see so many people that come to prison for drugs, and so they kind of merge together into.
Yeah, but this was like. Look, this wasn't like, okay, I got caught with 5 kilos of cocaine. This was like somebody that just
this is their lifestyle.
They built an empire around their need for drugs.
Yes.
And then like every possible cascading bad decision that you can make, drug and not drug related, it's just kept stacking up. Like this is just wild. I mean, it's like, wow.
She shouldn't play the board game.
One of the wilder parts is that we got 15 minutes into her hearing. So it started at 1:35 during the stream, and then 1 hour 51, and we're just getting the first mention of what happened with her sister from the state. She didn't say anything in her rambling. Her attorney didn't say anything in his, statement. We don't hear that until the state comes about and said, "Oh, by the way, on top of all this."
Well, and it fits what we're doing here, Lindsay, because we're 53 minutes in and we really haven't discussed it here either.
Oh my God.
Right. And that was the thing too. She's like, I want to take accountability. I want to take accountability. I'm ready to take accountability. Then never once brought up like the whole stabbing your family member in the back part.
Yeah.
Like maybe that would be the very first thing you'd bring up. I mean, addiction is for whatever people want to view it as, addiction is more of a personal thing, at least at its base. Yeah. But stealing your sister's identity is like maybe the first thing you bring up to the judge to show that you want to have accountability and recognize what you did was wrong.
Which is why she, and that's part of her stunted growth, I think, too. Because he is all in that me.
Yeah. Her entire letter is, I'm sorry, I need help, I need help.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, by the way, I know your sister's identity. So her medical records are borked, her credits borked.
Yes.
Crimes on her record because of me. I was in jail as my sister at one point, if I remember right.
Yes.
Yeah,
like I said, my sister would there would be another court case because my sister would kill me. Yep. She would not care if I was addicted. She would not care if I was mentally ill or traumatized. My sister would kill me.
How would you attempt to clear all that up?
I don't know if you can.
Yeah.
Well, take a lifetime, to be honest with you.
I think we mentioned it in the chat while this was live, but imagine her having to go into like an ER or go in for a surgery or something like that, and all the records show that she's a drug addict, but she's not.
Judge mentioned that too.
Was it Judge? I knew somebody did somewhere, but I mean.
So I was really focused on the drug aspect, but when they said the medical record, then that's where my mind went. Is I could not imagine having the different conditions as somebody who has a ton of different conditions,
right?
And somebody using my name and then they get admitted,
We can tell you from experience here at the bunker with what we went through with Beth last year that it's hard enough as it is to often get the kind of attention that you need in a hospital to stay out of pain and get the care you need, but then to throw messed up records on top of it.
So imagine someone in Beth's family had used her name to get pain medication on top of what Beth already needs for what she manages. Now imagine you're in that hospital trying to manage your pain and they go, oh, flagged because it shows you your drug.
And she was on I feel like that was a cause of one of her relapses. I might be misremembering again, but I think she was prescribed pain meds and it kind of threw her back into the thick of the things. But I might be remembering wrong again. Like I said, these cases kind of merge together.
In my rewatch, but
I don't remember that either. However, again, would not surprise me. And also, I don't think to that point, I don't think she's ever really been out of her addiction. And so I don't think, giving her pain meds or whatever meds that she had would have put her back into it. It would have just perpetuated it more than anything, because she's never, that's the other thing that I took away from this, is she's never really even given it a real honest to God effort to try and kick the addiction. People fall off. I mean, that's not a sin. It's not a crime to fall off the wagon, right? That part, if you're making a good faith effort and you misstep, hey, you know what? We're human. It happens. But I don't think she ever once even tried to make a real effort. Yeah, she went into NeoCap. Big deal, because she never really took it seriously. Yeah. She was just doing it, just like we've just like we've seen with other cases. It's like they just want to do it, whatever they can as quickly as they can so they can go back to using.
I think if I remember right, one of her rehabs, or might have been her longest rehab, was 3 days. Before she checked herself out.
Like I said, she detoxes. She comes down from whatever she was on. Reality hits her like in the slap in the face, and she just kind of like, don't want to feel that.
But again, it's, drugs are it's bad, but the fact is she totally, just screwed over her own sister. And so, one of the things they talk about in, any of these 12-step programs or any sort of recovery is, having a stable support system around you.
Oh, yeah, that's not.
Well, you kind of boned that one.
No. She would be better starting right now.
Yeah, that's why the concept of shame that Lindsay brought up, and I keep going back to because I'm thinking about it, man, if she ever does wake up to that reality, that is going to be hard. And that's a bridge burned. I don't know how you ever go back.
Yeah.
It would take a very, very big-hearted person to forgive for that.
Yeah.
I don't think she goes back.
I can't put myself in that sister's shoes, but I can't imagine a world in which, unless some serious amends were made, and I've seen some serious progress and behavior improvement, where I would even consider having any kind of contact with the sibling.
Yeah, if I was that sister, I would write her off. To be honest, just to save myself that emotional distress.
Even with family, you can't save everybody.
Exactly. There just has to come a point where it's over.
I would take a different tactic. If my brother stole my identity, I would just laugh at him and be like, "What? You really are stupid." I mean, why would you?
Yeah.
Of all the identities in the world you could take, mine? That's just dumb, dude. Like, there's a lot of better ones to take than mine.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. Oh, you're gonna get my.
And in certain towns, you're not going to get away with that. They're going, wait a minute, that one's not. That's the other sister. Why is she in here?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
take it into the fact you're in the Cleveland area, and it's a
I don't know if I'd be mad if someone took my identity. I'd feel bad for them. I'd be like, well, hopefully you do better with it than I've done.
Wahoo! I've written off relatives for less. Same.
Yeah.
Same.
That's the point. I think the sister would have to do that, unfortunately.
Yep. So let's finish with this if we could.
Okay. Sure.
Do you think she's going to even halfway make it through these next 4 years in prison? Because I'll be honest, I don't. I think she is so juvenile and so broken that everybody in there is going to have their way with her. And I think she comes out worse in the end, sadly.
I think she ends up in some kind of protective custody while in there because of her state and her demeanor.
Yeah.
And I think that does worse things for her than anyone could do to her in there. I think just having to sit alone, sober with your own thoughts and not really being in a therapeutic community, I think she comes out worse, unfortunately. I hate to admit it.
Yeah.
I second what Lindsay just said.
Yeah, I agree
23 hours
with that.
a day with her mental, 23 hours a day in an 8x8 box.
Yeah.
No human contact.
No,
That's
and no,
gonna screw her up.
and
even
no,
worse.
no contact with other people, and no drugs.
Yeah.
And you've been on drugs for what, 20 years around? That's no. I don't even know if somebody with a strong willpower would be able to do that, to be honest. Let alone her.
I want to argue with you guys about it, but I just can't. I mean, I
want to
don't
argue with myself.
I mean, yeah, I as much as we may talk about all the foibles that she's made, and there are many, I mean, for the betterment of society, I'd love to see her turn it around. I mean, but if we're being objective about it, just based on what we know about not just her, but just talking about people in situations like this, I mean, the likelihood is so small. I mean, you're hoping for the best, but I mean, she can't even behave in jail, prison. So it's going to be a protective custody situation, or she's going to get taken advantage of big time. And then she's not going to get the skills necessary. She doesn't have a support system when she gets out. She doesn't want to take accountability. I mean, unless she has a real come to Jesus moment. And I mean that like in any and all possible metaphorical and, literal senses you can. I don't know the path forward for her that's not just back, doing a 360 right back to prison again. She's just going to go round and round in the circle, or the spiral, if you will.
Honestly, I hate to say this about anybody, but I hope that when this is all said and done with her, that the only person who's hurt is her.
Well, hurt somebody else, but I don't know what you.
Yeah, I mean, she's hurt her own kids. I mean, she's hurt society at large, businesses and other people by assaulting, and and her sister, and just the family dynamic. I mean, who knows how the rest of the family feels about her? But I mean, it just can't be good. So, and again, maybe the sister's like, hey, you know what? I'll down the road I could forgive, and you hope that, but at the same time, I just don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah.
All right, friends. Well, per our normal arrangement, we solved nothing here, although we did come up with an idea for an app.
Yeah. It's kind of like a bonus.
Wasn't a complete
but I'm not going to say
I'm always full of ideas, fellas.
Thank heavens. All right. Unless anybody has any final thoughts, which I'm pretty sure we beat this to death, but if you have them, shout them out now.
I'm good. I don't think I can top.
Don't steal your sibling's identity. I feel like I shouldn't have to say that, but
yeah.
Yep. If you're talking to your siblings, call them and thank them for not doing this to you.
And promise you
I'll
won't
call my brother. Hey,
exactly.
Garen, thanks for not stealing my identity today. Really do appreciate it. You did me a solid.
You know how everyone mixed us up when we were growing up? Hey, thanks for not running with that and stealing my credit card numbers. Bye.
Yeah.
I lied. Okay, so my final
stole someone's identity?
Sorry. No,
inside thought, Lindsay.
No, my thought is how sad it would be to be addicted under a substance instead of how would it feel to be addicted to some sort of substance and not having control over it type thing. And I think that's the saddest thing.
And I do have kind of a moment. I think I even said this in the chat that day. It's like, there but for the grace of God go I. They're having fought my own battles, not nearly this bad and not nearly this like down a rabbit hole, but like, there were moments where I saw myself, like, hey, I'm someone with mental illness who struggled with addiction at one point in her life. And thank God it didn't end up there. But yeah, definitely a thought I had.
Yeah.
24 hours while getting ready for this.
That's my thought is, we think of people, might be in a DV situation or whatnots, but the substance abuse is in some ways a lot worse because the substance abuse never dies. It stays with you for your entire life. Even when you're clean and sober, you can't get out of that. You still have to watch yourself, right? So yeah, I don't know. That was my final thought. It kind of hit hard with this case.
That's fair. Well, we'll leave it at that then. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific. And Thursday's the last one of the month. So it's everybody else picks the topic.
Ooh.
So chat, you got to show up with some material for us on Thursday. Them's the rules. Yes. Alrighty, we're going to throw it over to Lone Wolf. Lone Wolf. There we go.
Yes.
So stick around and go spend some time with him. Take care. God bless.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.